Hello YouTube, welcome back to my silly survival world. Yesterday, we did a little bit of cleaning out here on the deck, or whatever you'd call this, out where the forge is. We got a new resident in town. I believe their name was Gracie. Where might they be? Oh, I do hope that Gracie hasn't died. It would be a shame if Gracie has somehow died. Guys, I checked the server logs. It was like 6 minutes ago while I was setting up for today's episode. So, never mind. The forge, the smith is dead. I guess they were too incompetent to stay alive. I guess that brings me to one of the first things that I knew we would need to do today. These big fancy doors. They look great. I like them a lot. Unfortunately, they gotta go because villagers are too dumb to walk through them. Here's what happens, right? This is a closed trap door. This is a solid object. Mobs know this is a solid object. This is open, which means to mob AI, this doesn't exist. And thus, villager tries to go into their house and they're like, oh, I don't need to use the door. The wall's open. And then they sit here forever. And they never make it inside the house because this is obviously not an open space. Boy, do I love mob AI. Anyways, I can only assume that is how our first villager, Gracie, has died, meaning we super wasted our time yesterday, but we still have the weakness potions, so it can be done again if we spot another villager. It is definitely on the list of plans. Now, as for replacement here today, I was considering, I think we'll go ahead and grab some wood out from the cottage here. Barrel. That is what I was considering. Now, I don't know if barrels will really make for a perfect replacement, but I guess as long as our villagers can actually walk through the door, right? It stinks. I hate to do it, I really do, but we gotta do what we gotta do. We could also maybe go for stairs in a form factor something like this, where we kind of have the illusion of like large planks. I suppose if you haven't seen any builds where I've done it, I can go ahead and showcase here for you. So we have our door right here, and then we would do a little bit of this action. So, ooh, that is strange, but you know what? Weirdly, I actually really like this. I can't quite explain it, but I really think that shape came out super cool. So you know what? I think I'll do that. Why not? You know? It is arguably a downgrade from what we had, but this is at least something where a villager AI isn't going to get completely and totally flabbergasted by it, get stuck at the door, and killed by a zombie unceremoniously after we went through so much trouble getting them yesterday. Now, I suppose my plans for the moment, knowing that Gracie is dead, whenever it gets to night, I will definitely keep my eyes out for zombie villagers, but I think my main objective is going to be something more of a journey. Chicken? No. Chicken? No. Okay. My main objective here is probably going to involve quite the journey and a little something that I thought was very, very annoying whenever we had last tried it. So let's see about... I should go down, grab some more bones. The pet stack of bones that is ever shrinking. We could do with a quick harvest, I suppose, before I leave here. Also, a pork chop that I cooked up for us. Alright, now we are ready to head down in the caves, and I actually am going to grab two things while I'm down here. Of course, we do need the bones, but I think as well as bone meal, I would also like to go ahead and pick up my nether portal down here, because I'm gonna be frank, this thing has brought me nothing but trouble. It's in an awful place. If I make a proper nether portal where I start building things in the nether, it's not going to be here, okay? This thing is horrible. Alright, let's go ahead. Oh, that was a nice punch tech. Catch up to the cart. What? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? I went straight through it and somehow gave it backwards momentum. Thank you, minecarts, for always being really cool and consistent. Okay, well, Messier, we have a trip to go on, a new location. Oh, hold on. I still need a flint and steel, which I'm sure I have lying somewhere. I mean, we do have flint and quote-unquote steel, so we can go ahead and make ourselves a pair just like that, and I think we're good. We should be good. Anything that I need, I left the gate open for like a couple of seconds. Oh, yep, here's Messier. That is quite a trip for the like sub 10 seconds he was given. Actually, I do need, I guess I'll just grab some terracotta out of here. 4 blocks, since for some reason or another my nether portal down there did not include corners. Maybe because I knew that I might have to break it later. That would be a good reason, actually. Alright, so we need to head this direction until we hit 75 on one coordinate and then 663 on the other. Okay, that's going to be this right here. What biome are we over? Basalt deltas? Whoa, there's a whole nether fortress here? Cool. Okay, well, let us go ahead and build ourselves a portal just like so. And we're going to light that up, and I'm going to be bringing Messier with us so we don't lose him. And just like that, Voxy is taking a moment. Oh, wait. For the first time in a very long time, we are outside of chunks I have loaded in LODs. So this is area I've never been, so we don't have a gigantic render distance here like we're used to. Okay, that is fun. Fun and interesting. Well, the reason I came here was because this, according to /locate, which I do use every now and then, is the closest desert. Because I didn't want to go to the one that is like 30,000 blocks that way. This is tiny. This is really sad and tiny. Also, that hurt Messier a lot. I should get Messier out of harm's way here. Yeah, I do suppose, though, that I made the right call coming to this sad little island with a desert corner. You know, I was considering grabbing a bunch of sand, which is why we have the materials to make torches. There's like nothing here. This place is pathetic. But there is a coral reef, and this is much more so what I was after. Because I want you, Sea Pickle. More importantly, I want live coral. Because if I am to understand correctly, if I take this back to the shore, so if I just place this coral right here in the water, and this is not in the warm ocean, right? We're distinctly not in warm ocean. Sea Pickle on top. No, that doesn't work. Interesting. Okay, wait a second. Maybe what I'm doing wrong is the Sea Pickle has to be in water. Oh, you're kidding. Dude, this is such a dumb mechanic. You can do that. But this? No, of course that can't work. It has to be placed on a piece of live coral. Okay, in that case, we're gonna bring some coral back with us. What color would we like for what is essentially going to be our Sea Pickle farm? Purple would be nice, right? Purple and green are complementary. Maybe pink. Maybe pink. Or we just do something where it stays very mellow, keep it in cool tones, bring it blue with us. I'm too divided on this. Purple isn't even complementary. Red's the complementary of green. Maybe we keep it cool. Cool is very inoffensive, right? So I'm gonna go ahead, bring 9 of this with me just so that I can make a square back home. I am really used to having respiration on my helmet. It is quite strange drowning this quickly. I believe that right there, though, should be good enough. If I bring this tube coral with me, put it under the water, and set sea pickles on it, we can bone meal them. Exactly as you would expect to happen, you know, without that weird, dumb prerequisite. And it would appear that there's more sand to be found over on the other side. I do kind of want to check out the rest of the desert, because this world gets so little desert. I mean, they are very, very few and far between. The second closest desert in this world is genuinely way, way back that way, out past where spawn is. Can you replicate Ooh, okay, you can replicate dried grass. It works off the same system as bushes, seemingly. That is good to know for the future, if I plan to build anything with those. We have path blocks. What? Huh? Am I missing something? Why is it? Oh, there's more. There's, are these, bro? That is a landlocked shipwreck. Oh, that's awesome. That's really fun to see. I don't know how rare these are. I mean, I do have Terralith on. I don't know if that would influence it. But okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and leave it. But that is a very, very fun sight. But the path, right? Wasn't there more? That can't be it. Out that way? This path just leads to dead ends. Why is there a road? Why is there a road to nowhere out here? This is... Huh? There's nothing over here, right? I mean, like, it'd have to be out in the water, no? We have Savannah going out this way. Some really banger terrain generation here. Is that lava? Ooh, yeah, banger terrain gen. What? Wait. Armadillos? This close to home? Okay. Okay. Well, I have to remember this portal for the future. Also, what is happening? Why is this all path? Cinnabar? Cinnabar. I am fascinated by this location. What is all this? Okay, yeah, we do have sulfur caves here, confirmed. I mean, Cinnabar pretty much confirmed that. But I know this little structure I've seen around spawn. Huh. What a genuinely, really, really interesting place. Quite odd. It's just like, what are the paths about? Did they lead to something? Is there... Or pathways? Pathways. Pathway? This way. To... nothing. Plains biome. Plains biome with coarse dirt, I presume? Why is there naturally spawning path block? Super cool cave visible there through Voxy. That's kind of fun. I don't know, at some point I might... Oh, hey! A village. That's kind of what I expected the path blocks to connect up to, though I don't think these guys are in any way related. But we do have a village, and that's fun. How unreasonable would it be to try and that is no. Oh wait, there are tons of villages around home. What am I talking about? I could get villagers from elsewhere should it come to that. You all have an apple, some iron ingots, pickaxe. Not a bad start if you found that in survival. Wait, we are in survival. What am I talking about? Not a bad start if you find that early game, I should say. Okay, well, I should stop exploring around like this, lest I become lost. Yeah, here we go. That small island out there is where we left our portal. Alright, and I suppose we have somewhere not too far away to come back to if we ever need coral fans or anything of the sort. Alright, 9 coral. This is what the trip was really about, was just getting this stupid block for this stupid requirement. And this entire thing, if you missed it from the previous episode where we did get all this, this was done for the purposes of pumpkins. You see pickles look awesome as pumpkin stems, so I wanted to add stems to all my various jack-o'-lanterns and pumpkins, and that's because I really just wanted today to be all about pumpkins. Yeah, let's get in here. Let's finish up all of these, you guys. Oh, I know how sad you were that not all of your pumpkins got stems, but I'm here to rectify this. I'm here granting the gift of cute little green stems. And what a wonderful gift it is. I mean, it is just such a nice little detail, and I think it's going to go along very well with the other plans that I have for today. Okay, I have just spent a very long time because I really wanted to find an old build of mine. I'm not sure that I have it anymore. It would have been in the last survival world that I had before this one, and I'm not sure I actually have that world anymore, so I guess I don't have that thing to reference, which is unfortunate because I had the silliest little pumpkin house and I really, really loved it. But that's okay, because I'm sure that we will make something better. But in order to do that, I am going to need 2 things primarily. The easier of the 2 is certainly going to be wool, but the harder of the 2 is going to be concrete. And I don't really like getting concrete, but we do know a pretty decent place for sand, as luck would have it. Yeah, that right there. I mean, it's far from ideal, but it is a place that has sand. And as for gravel, we should have a little bit of gravel from our mining escapades. If not, then we can always go down and get more, but it is looking like that's not going to be necessary, I don't think. Not for the moment. Or maybe we do. I mean, not much harm in it, right? We head... Well, I guess I'm heading all the way down at this rate, but I don't know that there's a lot of reason to. Ooh, nice. Okay, this right here is gravel. So we should be able to get a good amount of gravel quite quickly just by doing a little bit of this action right here. Yeah, that right there builds up gravel quite quickly, and I'm sure there are other deposits I've left behind, caves as well, so I really don't think gravel should be an issue. I think 2 stacks is pretty good. I'll dig out with gravel just so it is obviously denoted there's more there in the future should we need it. But yeah, let's get back out here, and I think me and Messier are just going to head back out on another trip, and we're going to get 2 stacks, give or take, of sand. You know, it is a very good thing Messier is as fast as he is, because this distance is genuinely kind of massive. Anyways, let's go ahead, gather up sand. Is it even worth doing torches? I mean, honestly, probably not, right? This is plenty vast for me. Oh, hold on. We have already hit our goal, so I suppose we will leave that hole there behind and head back home. Or perhaps I take a quick trip to the old world. 2 things that would be worthwhile. 3 things that we want from the old world. Actually, no, scratch that, just 2 things that we want from the old world. First off, we are coming to the Flower Forest. It has genuinely been quite a while since we have come through here, and it looks very, very pretty. Very lovely place. But I just want to come over to the flower house out here, and we are going to get some bone meal loaded up top. Alright, so we just need this one and this one. Now we come to the bottom, we go ahead and press the buttons for these, at which point they should begin rapidly producing and going into the chest. Turns out, we already had a bunch in stock, so it did not matter. So we're just going to turn those back off. And with that right there, we should get 2 stacks of each dye, which means we can take these, craft again, and get 4 stacks total of orange dye. Wasn't that wonderfully quick and simple? Very happy I made this whole place. Now for my current plans, a sea pickle will not quite fully suffice, so I wanted to come all the way back home. Interesting looking hammer there. Crazy looking end chest. Wow. Huh. That is a fascinating end chest texture. Very cute looking in here though. Anyways, what I needed is right up here, not green concrete, green terracotta, which we fortunately have a decent supply on. Now, Messier, it is time for us to head all the way back home. So we are just going to want to dye a bunch of our sheep, and then we have plenty of orange dye for the 4 stacks of concrete that we are going to make. Let's actually do that here, because I've got a concrete converter back here. I don't want to make one today. I mean, I think we are deep in the territory of mixing the old world and new world at this point. I mean, there's no harm in just coming back and working out over here. Man, genuinely going to miss this place, you know? Whenever I end up making my new base. I mean, I'm certain my new base is going to be way, way cooler than this place, but like, you know, this place is the OG. And I guess it's always, well, okay, not the OG, that down there's the OG, but this place has a special place in our hearts, you know? It was my home for day 100. It was my home for quite some time. Anyways, concrete converter down here, wholesome little building. I don't stop by too often. But we can go ahead, get all 4 stacks of this converted. In fact, I'm supposed to put these up here. And Messier, you can, uh-oh. Oh no, I'm losing him to the waterfall. No, Messier, come back. Now that I think about it. Oh, Messier's fully recovered from earlier. Of course he has, because he is goated like that. No, Messier, please stay in the hole. You know, whenever I end up building a new one of these, 2 problems I want to fix. 1, items fly up sometimes out through the machine, so I would definitely, I think replace this down here with a hopper minecart should make it more consistent. 2, there could be a comparator, like out of this, that runs into, I believe, it would be like a signal reversing thing, right? So whenever this comparator has any amount of signal, just run into a repeater, then you're going to have something that checks, oh, this has a signal, okay, power redstone torch, turn this off, or turn it on, and then since it is on when this is empty, this redstone line would stay activated and could not be powered again. Meaning, if you have no items in the dropper won't make noises when you're using the machine. Yeah, it's a little bit convoluted, but I mean, not really. Anyways, Messier has super left. When was this? My bad, I needed John. I'll play you back, trust. What is John? What do they mean they needed John? Oh, hey, Messier is in here. Okay, I really thought he ran off. Well, let's head actually back home now, and I guess we have the resources to start, or I don't know. I'm just saying, whenever we get concrete and wool stairs, those are going to go so crazy. Also, these orange sheep are adorable. I really like the orange sheep, actually. I like dyeing sheep in general, dude. I need just different sheep. I need, like, colored sheep pens and everything. And I don't think I want to do it industrially either. I think I want every sheep to have their own space. Maybe we even give them their own theming. So we have the pumpkin sheep pen, and then we have, like, whatever have you, right? For each color. Okay, I don't have shears on me immediately, so let us go grab a pair. I think I've left Messier here with the sheep, which should be fine. You know, I do feel like Messier has not gotten the best treatment in this world. I really would at some point like to make a really nice place for him. Messier's the real goat. He's carrying this series on his back, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, well, we've got one stack of orange wool, so I guess we will work with that for the moment and just see how far we can get. Now, I haven't super well planned out anything. Well, okay, that's a given. If you've been watching for a while, you know what this series is like. But no, I haven't done a ton of planning here. So all I know is I want to make a big pumpkin, and that is going to involve making... I guess I can mark out a sphere, right? With this tool right here, set origin on me, and then we're going to say shape is going to be ellipsoid would work. Do they not have sphere? Okay, down here is sphere. We can move that up. So that right there is a sphere of some degree. Nah, actually, let's just go for this, man. Let's do a little bit of this action. Now the stripes are going to be a little bit funny at the top and bottom, but as we go up, we should see. So wool here, and then what? I guess, yeah, let's keep this rather small. And then here in the corner, we're also going to want wool, which probably means wool is going to be a square here. Okay, and then we can continue all the way around in a circle just like this. Okay, there we go. That took a smidge of work. Now, let's see. I guess the sides would have to be in the same shape as we're seeing here. I might want to reduce the size on this. This is like really big. Why not? Why not? Let's go for it, man. All right, we come up, and this is going to be in the same shape that we see down here, which simply means that we're going to come up 1, 2, 3, and then on the side 1, 2, 3. So we're going to continue this as a pattern all the way across, and then that's going to go one block up more here. That is going to be a very large pumpkin. That's a very big pumpkin. Whatever, dude. Whatever. It'll be fine. Unfortunately, as well, the way we've planned this, I think I'm kind of forced to do this right here. Imagine how much better, though, this is going to be once we have concrete and wool stairs and slabs. Like, dude, oh, that's going to be such a good addition to the game, man. I'm so excited for that drop. I mean, that really comes with no if, and, or but. There's just no question. Absolute peak. I think Mojang's super duper cooked. Also, this is one of my favorite wool textures that I've seen from, like, any texture pack. This wool looks awesome. I just want to say that. I've always been a really, really big fan of texture packs that do a kind of woven texture on wool. It's such a perfect direction for it. It really is. All right, we are going to have to drop back down. I think we're going to circle back home, see if I have any scaffolding. Stack of scaffolding, and then we can head back to the pen here and get a little bit more orange wool. We weren't too far off, and we have a lot of orange concrete, so we should be able to do a lot more pumpkin. I do think I want other pumpkins to be quite a bit smaller. I mean, they were always going to vary in size, but definitely that is the upper end of pumpkin scale. Unless at some point we want to get really silly and make a gigantic pumpkin, and I would kind of be down to do that. That sounds like a fun project. We could make like the proper clickbait YouTuber title with the whole "I made the largest pumpkin in survival Minecraft." But this isn't a hardcore world, so I can't throw hardcore in the title. I could always just grab a hardcore texture pack though and lie about it, and I guess that would work. Okay, top of the pumpkin, we have yet another circle, and here is where we're going to have it get a touch silly. We've got ourselves green terracotta for the stem, and I think I want this to twirl around. I don't know if I could really convey a circle, but we can at least have it do a little something like this, and I think that should be fun, right? Maybe it's better if that does connect like that. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Maybe let it be a little thicker, yeah. A little bit thicker, and I think that shape's alright. I'm okay with that. Let's maybe take a look from a distance here. Yeah, okay, that is a cute pumpkin. I'll say that much. It is silly. Still needs thicker. Still isn't there. I think this stem looks kind of stupid, actually. I really wanted big twisty stem. I just don't know. This isn't how it's done. Ooh, wait. That might have actually fixed my qualms with it. No, I really want the stem to be big and twisty though, because this is such a big pumpkin, right? I think that'll have to do. I don't know if I can do a whole lot better than that without having to thicken up on the other side. The problem is if I put a block underneath, it is just going to wall it off, so then you no longer have that kind of twist effect to it. I could put a block here. I guess maybe break that out. That could be better. Sooner or later I have to stop tweaking this and just accept it. I will accept it here. We have made big, silly pumpkin, and I could even climb inside. Imagine, I could convert him to a jack-o'-lantern once we have stairs and slabs. Get like a little stair and slab face cut out of him and put a big candle in here. For now, he's something of a jack-o'-lantern. The candle is definitely in, but he is not yet carved, and I think it will remain that way. We have different faces of massive pumpkins in the Just imagine, like, mountainous pumpkins staring at you from afar. Wait, the vision is getting really difficult to make, but also really funny. All right. Let's actually cut it off there. It has been quite a bit, so I do think that we're not ending the episode today, not yet, because there's something left to do. Well, we have one new addition to add to the garden here today. So welcome to the garden, Omega Trinity M2B8S. If you would like your name added in a future episode, leave a comment down below. I add everybody who has ever commented on any video in the series. But for the time being, for now, I do believe that I'm going to have to be seeing you there tomorrow. Bye-bye.